So today we are going to adopt a resolution declaring March 31st, 2022 as Transgender Day of Visibility in Monterey County. From our proclamation, our resolution here, whereas 1.4 million Americans identify as transgender and have bravely overcome significant hardships to build vibrant and thriving communities, often in the face of systemic and interpersonal prejudice, discrimination, and violence. And whereas we cannot simply celebrate visibility without also recognizing that it does not always equal justice, still far too many transgender people, in particular our transgender women of color, continue to face profound threats to their safety and well-being. And whereas the crisis of violence against transgender people, especially transgender women of color, continue, and for each transgender person killed or lost this year, and in years past, we mourn, we honor, and we say their names. And whereas we also celebrate the beauty and resilience of transgender people throughout history and those who are with us today. And whereas we recognize that transgender people have contributed and continue to contribute in a myriad of ways to the betterment of our society and our country, often working at the forefront of social justice activism and human rights work. And whereas we recognize and celebrate the work that is being done by transgender advocacy groups to continue to fight for the dignity and equal rights for our transgender community, to build inclusive and healing spaces, and to protect and defend those who are most vulnerable. And whereas in Monterey County, we believe in the inherent value of each resident of our county, including our transgender and gender nonconforming residents, without exception. Now therefore be it resolved that the Monterey County Board of Supervisors, on behalf of the county and all residents, declare March 31st as Transgender Day of Visibility in Monterey County. And I have with me here today representatives from the Epicenter to receive our resolution, and I will also ask for you guys to make some comments about the work that you're doing. Jacob, thank you.
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna.
Yeah, go ahead, you're good.
I know I can't really speak through that. Just for identity's sake, my name is Jacob Agamau, and I am the LGBTQ+ Services Coordinator at the Epicenter. When I was a kid, I knew something set me apart from the boys and girls I went to school with. The late 80s and early 90s didn't provide me with the greatest vocabulary that could accurately describe who I always knew I was as a child. And on my journey to today, I've tried on a multitude of identifying terms, and I've found myself very comfortable in the intersections of identity that I can describe myself with today. I'm proud of this journey, and moreover, I'm proud to live in a time where children and young people coming into their own have this arsenal of words that accurately and vitally represent who they are. As the masters of our own experiences, we all establish identity at an early age. And we need to trust children when they tell us who they are. Across the United States and across the world, legislative proposals are consistently being introduced to deny the affirmation of identity for young people who live and identify within the LGBTQ+ spectrum, most specifically the transgender spectrum. What is being sold as protecting children is ultimately damaging an already vulnerable population by assigning shame on them, by denying the reality of their experiences, by criminalizing them for existing. This is not protection, this is damnation, and it needs to stop. In our own communities, LGBTQ+ youth are being denied safety in school environments, with so-called concerned parents spinning an agenda that ultimately demonizes these students, making them feel further ostracized, further marginalized, less inclined to participate in a campus life that is just as rightfully theirs as any other student's experience. This too must stop. Angry. A rainbow flag flying at a local college was burned this month as a targeted act of homophobia intending to make LGBTQ+ students feel unsafe and unwelcome. If every student has a right to access the pursuit of academics, this too must also stop. Trans Day of Visibility exists to empower the transgender community, particularly transgender youth, by demonstrating that people of the transgender experience are welcome, working, necessary parts of our community. The advocacy set in motion by acknowledging Trans Day of Visibility in Salina City and in Monterey County underscores the need for all of us to do our best to support our local transgender community, to advocate for the rights of all marginalized communities, and to hold our representatives accountable to the support they express. On behalf of the Epicenter, the Argente program which I run, and the LGBTQ+ youth that our organization serves, I would like to extend my sincerest thanks to Supervisor Askew for filing this resolution request, and to the entire Board of Supervisors for this acknowledgement. I challenge you to make a daily renewal to your commitment to doing the necessary work to create equitable space for every resident of Salinas. Thank you so much. And also, if any of you know a youth in crisis, please connect them to our services because we are here for them. And we want to make sure that every young person in Salinas is thriving and living their best life and enjoying being alive because we're all here together and we're all here as a community to stand together. I don't know if anybody else has any